Hi guys, it's Sophie. So today I'm going to be doing the 6th, I can't believe I've done 6 of them already, but the 6th of my Man Book of 2016 book reviews. And this one is My Name is Lucy Barton by Elizabeth Strout. It's very hard to see that one. I'm fully aware that the white balance is not great. But there you are, there's a look at the cover. I'll try and keep holding this one up, but it might just make the light go mad. If it does, I'll have to put it down for you. But for the time being, we'll keep it up. So this book is a really interesting little novel, and I think it's one that's probably going to be a little bit difficult to talk about, because it's something that is so perfectly formed in and of itself, and I feel like each sentence and each paragraph is perfectly formed also. It is not something that is heavily plot driven, and it's not really even about character development, which is why I think it's really going to be a little bit difficult to talk about. It's more of a book that focuses in on aspects of life and very accurately tells us about what that character is feeling and thinking, which is why I think it's going to be a little bit hard, but I'll have a go. So we follow Lucy Barton, who's in hospital, and she went in for something relatively mundane. She went to have her appendix taken out, but had some complications, got an infection after operation, and needs to remain in hospital just to get better. And this period of her being in the hospital is essentially a period of self-reflection, and a period in which she is able to evaluate different aspects of her past, her life, and her relationships with those that she's interacted with over her life. And the main sort of reason for this is her mother comes to visit, and she hasn't seen her mother in many years. She's estranged from her family. She lives in New York, which is where she's in hospital with her husband and her young girls, but her past is very different from the life that she leads now. Lucy grew up in poverty and in a potentially abusive home, although it's not spoken about explicitly in the book, it's heavily alluded to. And in her life she has escaped and pulled away from her past, and her mother's arriving is a way of her reflecting on her past and on her relationship with not only her mother but her brother and her sister and her father, as well as shining light on the kind of relationship she's built since then. So this is why I say it's hard to talk about, and I don't know if I'm spoiling you or not. It's very hard because I don't think I am, because as I say, it's not a plot thing. It's more about how it's done, and I really like this book, as I kind of thought I would. I don't know that it'll be too popular overall, but I did enjoy it. I think the author has the ability to just find little facts about life and present them really nicely, really accurately, as well as making them feel entirely that they've come from the character and not from the author. So there's little self-conscious things in here that really feel like someone is telling you a story. So she'll tell you something that she thinks is a fact, and then she'll go sort of, no, I only think that, and I mean, maybe I think it, but maybe I want to believe it, and then you carry on. And that's the whole way that her life is set up. It's not clear-cut. It's not as though you have some overriding narrative presence that has all the storylines in order. It's like someone's real life. I just thought it was absolutely gorgeous. And the writing is really simple. It's not something that's full of gorgeous descriptions, though there are pieces of it that are lovely. It's more about the sort of message and about the way that this character is interacting. I'm going to try and find you some pieces because it was one I underlined a few bits of. This is quite early on in the book, and she's remembering speaking with a past lover about her childhood and about what it was like being so poor. And I'll read a piece to you now because I think it's interesting. He asked what we ate when I was growing up. I did not say mostly molasses and bread. I did say we had baked beans a lot. And he said, what did you do after that? All hang around and fart? And then I understood that I would never marry him. It's funny how one thing can make you realise something like that. One can be ready to grow up children one always wanted. One can be ready to withstand remarks about one's past or one's clothes. But then a tiny remark and your soul deflates and says, oh. And there's another piece on the opposite page that I underlined that describes that voice really well, so I'll give you that as well. No letters remain between William's father and mother, William being her husband. Whether his father really felt disgust for Germany, I don't know. William believed he did, and so for many years I believed that too. I don't know what else to say about this book. It's really difficult, and I finished it 2 days ago and I've been trying to think about what I was going to say. And I think that's pretty much all I can say. It's going to be something that's either going to sound interesting to you or not. It's very gentle, and it takes you on a very slow kind of journey. It's more of a self-realisation than any kind of voyage for her. I think it's really interesting. I think it's really well done. I can see that some people would find this dull as anything. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, if my opinion counts for anything, I could recommend this to you. And if not, if you need something more, and you tend to find you need pacey stuff, this isn't going to be your kind of thing. But I did enjoy this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It wasn't a perfect book for me, but there was a lot I found in there that I did like a lot. Despite the brevity of this review, I hope that's been helpful, and do let me know if you're interested in reading this one down below, or if you've already picked it up and read it, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, etc. We've not got so many man bookers left that it's sort of unthinkable anymore. We've got, I've got Hystopia, I've got All That Man Is, and they're the only 2 that I've bought and own at the moment, and then I'll have another 5 that I'll be hauling at some point for you in September to read and go through. I may not, we'll see how I go, I may not pick up all of the ones of those final 5 if they aren't shortlisted, because I'm not overly interested in all of them, but any ones that are shortlisted I would definitely be picking up, and I may just pick them all up and read them anyway, because I feel as though I'm quite enjoying doing this for you, and a full series would be quite nice to have just for me on my channel. Let me know whether you would like me to go ahead and read and review all of those remaining 5, even if they aren't shortlisted, or whether you're really just interested in the ones that are going to be shortlisted. Yeah, just chat in the comments down below, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye guys. So I left the station super early, got on a train, got to London, and saw some lovely booktubers.